Hi, welcome to the Motion Picture Notion. I'm your host, Gabriel Burton. So enough about Christmas movies. We're here to talk Halloween. Literally, we're here to talk Halloween. I recently got the 4K version of Halloween from Best Buy. It's a steel cover and pretty damn awesome. It's got a plastic slip cover with the title on it. So I popped it in a couple days ago. Now, I don't have a 4K TV yet. I buy 4K wherever I see it because someday I will have 4K, and I really can't wait. But I have to say, even just watching it as a regular Blu-ray, what a beautiful, crisp picture. I mean, the movie was brought to life in such an amazing way. It's just such a great, crystal clear scan. You could pick up like little details of things that you never could see before. But maybe it is because of the 4K scan. Maybe it is because of the crystal clarity. It felt like I could just like hop right in the TV, that it felt like more of an immersive experience than it ever has. I've seen Halloween a bajillion times. I mean, first time I saw it was actually edited for television, probably back in like the late 90s or something like that. I really got into it this time around, and I think it was I kind of looked at it from the perspective of somebody watching it in the 1970s. Now, in this day and age, slasher movies are nothing new, and a lot of them follow the same formula. Halloween really pretty much birthed that formula. Now, I understand that there were a lot of other ballsy movies that were made well before it, like, you know, The Exorcist and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and shit, but those weren't really, like, they weren't very genre-defining, you know what I'm saying? Like, Halloween defined a decade of slasher films. Some are better than others, but the vast majority of them are all quite fun. But they can never quite live up to the original Halloween, because there is something a little bit deeper to it, I feel. And even like, you know, I did a video a while back, I think in season 3, about like, you know, how the Halloween franchise is essentially like a choose your own adventure. You know, you could follow parts 1 through 6. You can say scrap those movies and follow H2O and Resurrection. I don't know why you'd want to subject yourself to that, but you could if you wanted to. And then, you know, you have the Rob Zombie universe, which is a totally separate entity, in my opinion, and a totally different experience in its own right. And then you have, you know, the movie that came out in 2018, which for the first time ever tries to sort of recapture the theme of the original movie. And while I would argue that it's the best continuation of the first Halloween, it still just doesn't quite get it. I mean, it's not even really a revelation at the end of the movie as to there might be something supernatural. It's not like known, you know? He might just be that crazy of a bastard. Maybe he took like 6 bullets and just fell off of the roof, you know, from the 2nd story and just limped away, you know? The whole idea of the boogeyman and the way the movie works is it really has to do with like the darkness within us, you know, that human beings are capable of this kind of evil. Michael Myers, I mean, yeah, again, he goes through a severe beating, so there is sort of an undertone or an implication that he might be something more than a man. Maybe he really is the boogeyman, but they never directly confirm that. Halloween is this cool movie where it's not just about a serial killer, it's not just about the boogeyman, it's like where psyche meets supernatural. It's like the line, and it's kind of up to your own interpretation. It's kind of a really unique experience, which, given the fact that it was the first one, can only really be experienced once, because anything else after that is really just going to be like a copy, or just not as original, or what else are you really going to bring to it? It's like, sure, you can throw in different themes, or you can make it a little bit more complicated, but part of what made Halloween such a cool movie is actually the simplicity of the whole thing. And, you know, that's what Randy says in Scream. You know, that's the formula to it. A very simple formula. He hit the nail on the head with that, really. That's why Scream was such an astute kind of satire. But Halloween really captured just this vibe that cannot be recaptured. You know, it's the original, it's a classic, and any movie that's been made in the past 42 years since it came out has been reliant on it. It is the sole starting point for any part of this franchise over the years. It's a very important movie to horror cinema, and even though I just finished ragging on Roger Ebert a little bit earlier, he says that he would compare that movie to Psycho. And you know what? In its own right, yeah, I could kind of see that. It was like the Psycho of the 70s. I would say that the themes it explored were even arguably a little bit deeper than Psycho, you know, because again, it's kind of like that line. What is a monster? What is the boogeyman? You know, it's just a cool movie. Its execution is very simplistic, but that's all part of what makes it really cool. And frankly, watching it on 4K or watching it on Blu-ray with this new scan is an amazing experience. And if you guys happen to be in Best Buy and you wander across this thing, I would recommend picking it up. It'll be worth the like $19.99 that you'll pay for it. It's really cool. And not for nothing, but it's not available on Google Play. I mean, what the hell's up with that? That's andale, arriba. Let's go. We also need Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 on there. We need Halloween 4 and 5 on there. And that's it, but still, come on, get with the program. Alright guys, that's all she wrote.